Good evening. Welcome to the regular meeting of the St. Paul Council. The time is 5:30. I'll call the meeting to order. Now of the adoption of the agenda resolution.
Be resolved that the agenda be adopted as presented.
I have a mover, please. Councillor Horechko, second by Councillor Imhoff. All those in favor? That's carried. Item number 4, adoption of the minutes resolution.
Be resolved that the council meeting minutes of the January 28th, 2025 planning meeting be approved.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Posthumous, seconded by Councillor Duval. Any edits or comments? Call for the question. All those in favor? It's carried. We don't have any delegations this evening. We don't have anybody in our gallery this evening. We're all alone, except for maybe if someone's online. Under bylaws, we don't have anything tonight. Under policies, 7.1 for resolution.
Be resolved that cell phone policy PER 147 be amended as presented.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Horechko, seconded by Councillor Duval. Any questions or comments on the resolution? Okay, just an amendment, just some housekeeping.
Yep.
Call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Okay, item number 8, finances. We have a few here. So 8.1 for resolution.
Be resolved that the schedule of accounts dated February 11th, 2025 amounting to $2,625 be confirmed as paid.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Imhoff, seconded by Councillor Posthumous. Any comments or questions? Call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. 8.2 for resolution.
Be resolved that the schedule of accounts paid since the January 14th, 2025 meeting of council amounting to $987,284.09 be confirmed as paid.
Have a mover, please. Councillor Imhoff, second by Councillor Duval. Any questions or comments?
Yes, I have.
Councillor Duval?
I just have a quick question. On page 11, I think it's right at the top of the page, paid cents section, which we're dealing with. It's to a company called Big Day Media for editing for RMESP council meeting. That's $6,800. You know what that is?
Yes, we for several years now have hired Big Day Media to edit. Now it's not editing in the sense that they're modifying the video. What they're doing is they're adding the St. Paul logo and they're just formatting it in such a way that we're able to upload it onto YouTube. If you ever have an opportunity to watch one of the meetings online, you'll see that there's like a prelude to the meeting with the arm of St. Paul, and then it leads into and any breaks that we have. If we pause for a 5-minute break, it just seamlessly flows.
Like formats everything.
Formatted the video.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, call for the question. All those in favor? It's carried. 0.3 for resolution.
Be resolved that the net payroll and council indemnities for the arm of St. Paul for January 17th to February 11th, 2025 amount to $218,415.50 be approved.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Imhoff, seconded by Councillor Horechko. Any comments or questions? Call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. I've lost track. Am I on 8.4 or
8.4.
8.4 for resolution?
Be resolved that the 2023 audited consolidated statements be approved as presented.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Horechko, seconded by Councillor Imhoff. Any questions or comments? Okay, call for the question. All those in favor? Okay, Under general business, we have administration 9.1.1. For resolution when you're ready.
It resolved that council approve the proposal for 530 hours of professional asset management services from Syngenic Consulting at a cost of $51,940 per year.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Imhoff, seconded by Counselor Horechko. Any comments or questions? Counselor Duval?
Yes, just to clarify, just the wording of wording we got the background in the presentation here where it says it'll be in partnership with 4 other municipalities or shared. And then the dollars, it says it's 51,940 total of a cost of 51,940. That's just our cost.
Our portion.
So the total cost grant is times 4, right? Or
Correct.
approximately. Okay, thank you.
So just a recap for those that are watching. We're just moving forward with an asset management regional plan where we're sharing the services with other municipalities to lower our cost and have a good asset management program, which every RM is challenged with these days, and everybody needs to get onto a program so that we are, when we're question why a certain road is rebuilt or why a sidewalk or why we bought new equipment, we can refer back to the asset management program, which helps defend our staff's decisions and the council of the day as well. Councilor Horechko?
Yeah, also at the R meeting on Thursday, we had a government official that's climate change in that, and there's some grants that possibly would be available if we're doing stuff like that, which this is added today, so.
I think that the government knows that all municipalities are doing, they should provide some form of funding. Because, think about the smaller RMs that still have roads and equipment and everything else, but they don't have a lot of tax revenue and they're challenged to get these programs in place. Councillor Imhoff?
Yeah, the other thing too is it's really, really beneficial for doing multi-year planning so that you can plan 3 to 5 years in advance. So you know that major capital spending, equipment, facilities, rehabs, all those things the data can be generated from an asset management system.
Yes, thank you for letting them know that. I think that council is working hard to put us into the future, and we'll see all that good work in the near future. Okay, I have a mover and I have a seconder. I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Under operations, we have 9.2.1, which is always a great event for East St. Paul, the Tournament of Aces for resolution.
Resolve that the St. Paul Tournament of Aces be officially designated as a community event to facilitate the application for the necessary permits. And be it further resolved that council approves the waiver of rental fees for the banquet hall for the following dates and times. March 14th, 15th, 16th from 12 noon to 2 a.m. and March 21st, 22nd, and 23rd from 12 noon to 2 a.m. Council approves the waiver of the facility damage deposit fee. The East St. Paul Tournament of Aces shall be responsible for executing a rental agreement, which will include ensuring proper insurance coverage, supervision, and security measures are in place. The East St. Paul Tournament of Aces will ensure that space remains available for ongoing recreation programs during the event, and an additional donation of $1,500 will be made to the East St. Paul Tournament of Aces to support the event.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Horechko, seconded by Councillor Imhoff. Any questions or comments? Okay, call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Oof, now under recreation, we have 9.3.1, which is East St. Paul Day, which another exciting event resolution.
Be resolved that East St. Paul Day be declared a community event for the purpose of making an application for the appropriate permits. And be it further resolved that the event will be held on Saturday, June 21st, 2025 at the East St. Paul Community Center.
Great, can I have a mover, please? Counselor Rich, Counselor Posthumous, seconded by Counselor Duval. Any comments or questions?
I just think it was a very great event last year. I went to it and the amount of people that came out and kids, they had a great time, and the wrestling at night and everything, it was a great community building event.
Yeah, I agree. I think I chased the CEO for a little while and she finally decided that we could explore the option, and I think it's done really well by staff. And I look forward to this year. I'm excited to see that there's going to be fireworks.
Yes.
And last year we were rained out with our drone show, light show or something.
Wind out.
Wind out of the drone show. So always nice to have fireworks, and we'll see what happens. I mean, the wrestlers were amazing last time. Oh, and the splash pad will be up and running. So if it's a
Yeah.
hot day, we can all get
Yes.
dunked underneath the bucket.
I think that will be something.
Sure. Okay, so I have a mover and a seconder. I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. And 9.4 is general, so 9.4.1, another great event. Whoa, this is an agenda full of fun. So for resolution, please.
Be resolved that the Earl of East St. Paul purchase table of 8 at a cost of $665 for the annual Red River Basin Commission North Chapter Fish Dinner Gala on March 19th, 2026 in West St. Paul.
I have a mover, please.
Here.
Counselor Posthumous, seconded by Counselor Duval. Any comments or questions in regards to the fish fry gala? Nope, okay. Call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Okay, so that is our meeting this evening. Move to correspondence. I think we have more correspondence for information than our agenda, so look through those.
Yeah.
For the Royal Legion, I'm gonna pull that one up. So this is a event where I've been invited, and it's the, so maybe I'll just read a little bit of it. It's in May. No, so May 2023. Right, yes, to mark the coronation of His Majesty King Charles III. The Prime Minister announced the government's intention to award 30,000 coronation medals to those who have made significant contributions to the country, a province, a territory, region, or community, or an achievement abroad that brings benefit or honor to Canada. So they will be awarding the medals. And we did ask if other members of council could attend, and unfortunately they said that there was limited to only one seat. And so that's how I'm attending. I don't know if anybody else, because their members have been invited. Were you invited, Brian?
I haven't heard.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe you can call and see if there's room for members. I'm not certain, but we did ask if other members could attend. Is there any questions or comments in regards to that? Now, if something comes up, I'll move to have my deputy, and then if my deputy can't attend, we'll move to another councillor who could attend. So then we have our CSO monthly report. Okay. So we'll just go down these quickly. So under the Highway Traffic Act offenses, we had no tickets issued. Under driving an unregistered vehicle, we had 1 ticket issued and 2 warnings. I'm just gonna pick out a few of the highlights because our numbers are getting lower and lower, so our CSOs are doing a good job at controlling issues in the community. Failure to produce a license, registration, or insurance, there were 7 warnings provided. Disobeying a traffic control device, a red light, there was 3 tickets. Speeding, we had 20 warnings and 31 tickets issued. Wow, this is getting less and less, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, so those are our highlights. I mean, failing to provide insurance to a peace officer, we had 4 warnings. And we had driving while view obstructed, we had 1 ticket. Driving without motor vehicle liability insurance, we had 2 warnings and 1 ticket. If I move down to the traffic bylaw. Under no truck route, we had 3 warnings and 16 tickets. And that's by a driver, and then no truck route company, we had 1 ticket issued. So that is considerably low, and so I think they're catching on, Councillor Duval.
Yes, no doubt.
Unsecured loads, we had 1 ticket issued. Going down to so we'll move down to municipal bylaw offenses. The most here, we had a roadway hazard, snow or other obstructions, we had 8 complaints. Illegal dumping, we had 4. And signs in the community, which once again, we don't allow company signs to be placed in the community, so we had 6 complaints. And parking complaints, we had 6. So overall, this report is really showing that we're making strides and improving the community. So then we have some calls for service that the CSOs do. And so those who went on vacation and asked for their homes to be patrolled, there was 20 of them. There was 16 community engagement. And school resource engagements were 18, and running radar was 21. And I assume, yes, these are, Suzanne, can you confirm, are these when CSOs are called to the location?
Correct.
Okay, so they're called by the community. Yeah,
We receive complaints from community members, specific areas.
okay. Okay, so at least our community is engaging with the CSO program and they're asking for that assistance and we are responding. So that was a great report.
Yeah.
Sure, Councilor Bell.
One further comment, if you look at the summary of enforcement under the Highway Traffic Act, they've listed 5 rather special cases of speeding that they managed to catch. And there's 90 kilometers an hour in a 50 zone. So the Winslow, 139 kilometers an hour on the perimeter. So they're monitoring the perimeter as well, which is 139 kilometers an hour. Sorry, that's moving right along. So they're even getting a dent into these high offenders. I don't know what the fines are for those kinds of traffic violations, but hopefully they're large.
I believe they're considerable. Councilor Hretchko?
Sometimes it's not that they're monitoring the perimeter, that's where they end up getting the ticket. And when we were going to the ARM meeting last Thursday, St. Paul CSOs had a person stopped on the perimeter that was flying on lash to begin with. You know what I mean? But by the time he stopped them, I don't think, and which was nice to see.
I think it's just within their travels that they catch
Oh, yeah.
speeding, they're gonna pull them over.
They're making a dent,
yeah.
especially on Wenzel after a few months of seeing a lot of pictures.
2 of those are on Wenzel.
Yeah. Only 2 compared to 30 a few months ago.
But these are speeders, I mean.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah, the truckers are less too. And,
Okay.
and I didn't read in there somewhere they caught 4 people with illegal dumping, which is. I was driving on Sperry, someone had dumped all their garbage bags in a whole pile of crap and then that just on Sperry, like. Ridiculous, so I'm glad they caught some of these people.
Okay, so next, we have a report from, OPP. And, Counselor Hretchko, I know you're part of COPP, you're a committee member. I will say that, this report tells us about those coming and going on within the group, but it doesn't provide any true insight as to what's happening out there in the community or, where they're patrolling. I know when Deadlift was part of the program, he gave us a thorough report. And I think that council as a whole, I could be mistaken, but we'd probably like to, really know what's.
Email actually. So that maybe for the next month or so that we can get something a little bit more on what they're doing versus.
Yeah, for sure. And just where they're patrolling and what they're finding and are they communicating with the CSO program? Is the CSO program engaging? Are they having meetings? Because I think it's beneficial with the CSOs if they're engaging with CLPP, if they're engaging with RCMP. We know they are with RCMP, but we're hoping that they start engaging with CLPP. Because, if I think that we're hoping that all these members have their cell phones, right? So that if there's an issue, they can get assistance as well. So I'd like to, for myself, moving.
CSO Gary Simpson reached out to me in the fall time about asking if they could come to a COPP meeting and see how they could better work together.
Mm.
I can't tell you transpired.
Okay, so we have Brian Watchko, who is the director of COPP. So hopefully we can get Brian to involve the CSO program and maybe have joint meetings. If they make an appearance every couple of months or every 2 months, at least they're engaging and having conversations. And then, just for council, let's look at the history of COPP and see if we can get back to what we used to get provided. Okay, and now, I guess I would, okay, we'll come on a camera maybe with a resolution. Does anybody else have any questions in regards to the email that was sent as a report? Nope. Okay. So next we have a thank you note to operations that's in our package, and it was sent on January 31st. And it was sent to our operations manager. And it says, hello, David, just a quick note to thank you for the quick response to my concern I had brought to your attention. The windrow left after street cleaning. The front end loaders now follow the graders to clean the driveway. This is much appreciated. Thank you for caring and making the positive change. Much credit goes out to you and your staff. Thanks again. So council, I think, I can't remember if it was last year or the first year that we were elected, we made the decision that we would clean the windrows through snow clearing. And I guess we're getting a little operations getting recognition from that. So once again, it's a great program. I know I don't see my neighbors hung up on their driveways anymore. So it's really good that it's happening. I know sometimes they don't get out as quick as one would like, but I think that snow clearing crews do a great job. And those windrows are being taken care of. You don't have to be a certain age for them to be cleared. We are going behind and clearing them when we're doing snow clearing. So that was a nice, cute card that operations got. And we got another card. This one, or I should say a letter. This one says, thank you for installing the lights on Birds Hill Road at Hillview. It makes our walk to the bus stop way easier. It's also easier to go to my friends. Thanks. That's from Lane and Max. And, you know, once again, it was brought to our attention, council decided to, yes, we would add another pedestrian light on Birds Hill Road at Hillview, because we know that that is a school bus crossing and kids are crossing there to go get their school buses and to travel back and forth across the highway to their friends and so forth. So thanks, council, for, you know, letting those kids get that safe crossing. So that's Councillor Duval's ward. So thank you, Councillor Duval, for bringing that forward. I know you had talked to the resident. The resident came forward that evening. So it's nice to see that it's done. Then we have, you know, an explanation on the homeowner's affordability tax credit. Don't know if anybody has any questions or comments. I think most people are aware of that. Then we have property assessment services levy increase, property assessment service levy increase, capital funding. And then we have Epilepsy and Seizure Association of Manitoba. Does anybody have any comments in regards to the letter sent by the executive director? They're asking for us to be involved in Purple Day. So they're having Purple Day 2025. Cities, towns, rural municipalities across Manitoba to engage in Purple Day. The goal is a Purple Day awareness network across Manitoba. There are numerous ways to engage in Purple Day. It could be a proclamation as Purple Day on March 26th through the illumination of a building purple, putting up strings of purple lights, a message on a digital sign promoting Purple Day. They're just saying there's different ways that we can acknowledge Purple Day. So how does council feel about Purple Day? City of Winnipeg is involved, City of Selkirk is involved, PAW's involved. The CN Tower gets lit up purple, Niagara Falls gets lit up purple.
What if they have a flag? They don't, I guess it doesn't say here, but a lot of these organizations have their own flag. We'd be happy to display that for sure.
Put on the sign.
Yeah, we could just roll it on the sign. Purple, we could just make the sign purple and
Yeah.
say it's Purple Day.
I was gonna say just roll it on the sign. I wouldn't go buy purple lights and change a bunch of stuff around. Just yeah, roll it on the sign. If they can do purple on the sign, that's great.
We will ask if they have a flag. Councillor Duval asked. We'll find out if they have a flag. If not, we will put it on our sign and acknowledge Purple Day. Okay, so that's everything that we needed to go through. Council member reports need to be handed in, and we do have in camera this evening, so I'll have the resolution to move in camera.
The council now move in camera as per section 52(3) of the Municipal Act to discuss personnel matters, and be it further resolved that all matters discussed while in camera are to remain confidential as per section 83(1)(d) of the Municipal Act.
I have a mover, please. Councillor Hurachko, seconded by Councillor Imhoff.
Well, he had his hand up.
I know. Call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. We will now move in camera. Can I have the resolution to move out of camera?
Resolved that council now moves out of camera and resumes.
I have a mover, Councillor Hurachko, second by Councillor Postumus. Call for the question. All those in favor? Sorry, I said that wrong, a little late, delayed. So that's carried. And now we have one resolution coming out of in camera.
Be it resolved that Schedule A of the Senior Administration Bylaw 2024-07 be amended as presented.
I have a mover, please.
I'll move it.
Counselor Duval, seconded by Counselor Horechko. Any comments or questions? Call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Now the resolution to adjourn, please.
Be it resolved that the meeting be adjourned, the time being 7:54 PM.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Duval, seconded by Counselor Posthumous. Any comments or questions? Just teasing. Call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Good evening.